Gary, cold open question.
Yes, sir.
What would you sing at karaoke tonight?
Oh, well, you know what? This is very funny because I just did karaoke on Saturday.
Really?
And my go-to song is Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash.
Oh.
And then
could we get a little sample of that? But not too much because I don't want to copyright infringement.
Yeah, let's see. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire.
And it's nice. You got the black shirt on.
Yeah. And then I did a little Tennessee whiskey as well.
Is that also Johnny Cash?
No. Oh, geez, I don't even know what it is. Shannon wanted me to do it, so I did it. I can't remember who sings it. And then I did, me and John did Beer for My Horses. He does the Toby Keith. He did the Toby Keith part. I do the Willie Nelson part.
I've been singing Should Have Been a Cowboy this week. Mm-hmm. That's a Toby Keith song, right?
I should have been a cowboy. Yeah. That's Toby Keith. Yeah, and then I forget what else. Then we did like a group one. Yeah, we ended up one of the guys that I was friends with, Paul.
Is it a karaoke bar?
Yeah. Well, it was one of the friends that Paul plays pool with. He does karaoke's on Saturday night at this one bar. So yeah, so we went up and seen him, and yeah, I was drinking myself some bourbon, or not bourbon, some Jameson Orange.
Tonight on the Brian Lennon Show, we'll discuss UFOs. All right, welcome to another episode of the Brian Lennon Show. Gary, I think this is episode 7 now.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Gary, tonight I'm drinking
Buble.
The passion fruit buble.
I am still on I didn't get to drink yesterday for my birthday. So I'm drinking tonight, and I'm drinking the Big Storm vodka sodas again.
What flavor are you starting with?
Peach today, or peach right now. Yeah.
All right, peach. I like peach flavor stuff.
Good.
All right. How was your birthday yesterday?
Well, I spent almost all day at school. We did teacher orientations, so we were teacher and server, so we were getting our syllabuses ready and trying to figure out our curriculum and stuff. And then after that, we had to go back. I think that was from 8 to 3, and then from 5 to 7, I had to go back for kid orientation. So let kids coming in, the new kids coming in, checking out the building, talking to the teachers, things like that. So getting their schedules. So that was basically my birthday.
So full day of work.
Yeah, basically.
Not fun.
No.
All right. You went out Saturday?
I did. Yes, we did. We went out Saturday. Actually, we went out Friday and Saturday. But yeah, Saturday we ended up going to the karaoke bar. So that was funny. Your question in the beginning, I was like, I can answer this one really quickly today.
And we didn't discuss that.
Nope. No.
That was just
a random question.
I pull that out, and there it is.
I like it.
All right. Any other highlights from the weekend?
This past weekend? No. Just got really tore up on Saturday. So Sunday was a little rough. We didn't do anything.
Were we drinking bourbons?
No, I was just we went
the vodka sodas.
Me and Shannon went to Rap First, which is the brewery right up the road. So we had a couple hefes there before we left, and then we went up. It was about 8 o'clock when we got to the the other bar, and then I got in there and I'm looking. I was like, oh, let's see what kind of beer they got. I was like, your basic bar beer. So then I'm like sitting there. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, Jameson Orange. I haven't tried that yet. I'm like, and I hear it's so good. So I finished off the half bottle she had there, and then she had to open up another bottle. So that's all I drank was straight Jameson Orange.
So it's Jameson flavored with orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so good. I probably should. I mean, they were only small little glasses, but they were just on ice. So I just kept.
And that's whiskey.
Yep, it's whiskey.
Okay, you like whiskey?
I do.
I'm not a fan of whiskey.
See, I'm not a fan of like Scotch whiskey, and even like the bourbons. I'll drink some of them, but sometimes they're just. I like just the straight Irish whiskey, Canadian whiskey, things like that. So,
gotcha. All right. I keep forgetting to do this at the beginning of the show, but just to let people know that they can watch our episodes on our YouTube page. So if you go to youtube.com, just type in The Brian Lennon Show. We post those typically Thursday or Friday.
Yep.
And you can watch. We do also post clips on our Facebook page, which is The Brian Lennon Show. So subscribe to the YouTube page, like the Facebook page, and then also subscribe to the Brian Lennon Show.substack.com, where you can listen to the podcast and also read some of the things I'm writing.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, do you read anything I write?
Sometimes. Depending on the story, if it's like, ooh, I'm like, let's see what he's talking about this time. But yeah.
Any ones in particular stand out for you, or
nah?
No. Okay. Kind of cross promoting other podcasts. I got in the mail this week. I think it was yesterday actually. I got this T-shirt.
Well, okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a How Charts T-shirt that Chuck Shilkin, host of the podcast The How Charts Retro Countdown,
nice.
He sent it to me. So on the front is the emblem of the How Charts.
I was gonna say,
which you can listen to on Spotify. And then they kind of set it up as like a concert T-shirt.
Yeah, okay.
So then on the back, they have all the like co-hosts and guests he's had.
Oh, that's cool.
With the city that they're from.
That's cool.
Now, I'm not on this shirt because it was made before I appeared on it.
Well, yeah.
But he said I will be on the next one.
Okay.
So.
That's nice. Yeah.
But I thought that was appreciated. So thank you to Chuck and his sister who put that together.
We're getting very close to having a little bit of merch because I am gonna make up the Brian Lennon show shirts. I did buy 2 shirts for us, and working on the Cricket, but she had a hard time with her computer, so the other one's so old that she finally got it working today. So I was trying to get it done for the show so I could show you, but hopefully by next week I will have the shirts completely done.
All right, cool. Gary, it's been so freaking hot up here and so humid. So today I took a shower this morning, and I've gotten into the habit since my polar bear plunge at Boy Scout camp. Right before I get out of the shower, I turn the water like as cold as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And then kind of just like splash around a little bit till I'm like freezing, get the senses going.
Yeah.
So I did that this morning, took a shower. It was really hot and disgusting last night. And I'm like putting on my socks this morning, and I was like drenched, like glazed with sweat. Like the back of my neck was all wet. I think I had like boob sweat on my T-shirt, and I even decided today I was going to wear shorts to work. So it's the first time since I started in February I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
So,
well, Florida, we're always like that, but my school, they're still trying to work on some of the AC units. So yesterday, of course, I go in, I wore jeans and a polo, and because me and Colin are doing our little no cut 22, we're not getting to get a haircut for a little while. My hair's so long in the back that we were in the auditorium and we were just sweating, and all of a sudden I just felt a drip go down the back of my neck, and I'm like, what is that? And I go reach back, and my back of my hair was just like, it felt like I just got out of the shower. It was just soaking wet from just sitting in that hot auditorium. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't know if I can last anymore. But oh yeah, it's ridiculous, the weather. I can't imagine what you guys have to go through, because like, see, with us, I mean, at least when I'm home, I can go inside, AC's on, it's all good. But yeah, living in Pennsylvania, where if you're not in a house that doesn't have.
And Jill, we have the capabilities. We have like central air.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
But
okay.
Jill has put her foot down, and she's not letting us put the air on. And she says it's hot for 2 weeks. You can deal with it. But Gary, it's been like this for a month now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's
like literally the week I left for Boy Scout camp, it turned into Hades here, and it hasn't let up. Apparently tomorrow the humidity is gonna die down.
Oh my God.
So that's promising.
That's not too bad.
And this weekend we're having the fishing derby in honor of my father-in-law and his brother. And it's supposed to be in the 70s, and the humidity is supposed to be like 47.
That's not too bad.
So
but that's still a little high.
It's nothing like, I mean, it's been 90 and like 89% humidity up here for like a month.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's like kind of like us down here, but like I said, we have the AC, so
yeah, and we're not used to this. We're not made for this.
No, because I just talked to my mother yesterday, and she was saying the same thing. She's like, it's been the high 90s every day, and she's like, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, we're on the high 90s too, but it's just different when you're not quite used to it, like you guys, where you only
you guys are equipped for that. You have central air.
Yeah. But
yeah. So Gary, I wanted to. So I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, which I listen to time to time, and I'd kind of listened through everything I normally listen to. So I'm like, oh, let me put Joe Rogan on and see what he's talking about. And he had this guy on. He's actually our age. He's like a year younger than us.
Okay.
Talking about UFOs. So the guy's name is Jeremy Corbell or Corbell.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of him. I guess he has a documentary out. Might be on Hulu.
I have not heard of him.
Okay. And he seems like a normal guy, except he's talking about UFOs. And he claims not to be a conspiracy theorist, which, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan, to his credit, I mean, I've listened to a number of his shows, and he will talk to anybody about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's well enough, versed in the topic to ask good questions, leading questions, to kind of find things out.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to this about UFOs, and part of me is thinking I'm crazy, because I'm like, yeah, he's got a point there. Yeah, why is that? And then another, part is thinking, I'm nuts, Joe Rogan's nuts, and Jeremy Corbell is nuts, and the guy standing behind you is nuts.
Oh yeah, always.
So let me ask you, do you believe in UFOs? Like, what's your take on the whole UFO conspiracy, UFO existence?
I mean, I mean, we can't be the only ones out there, but I mean, well, I just turned 46. We've never seen anything, so it's kind of hard to believe that there might be something out there. I mean, maybe they're the exact same as us. We just don't have that. They don't have that technology to be able to travel. But I mean, you got all these people like with all these little. Oh, I see these lights. I see this because I got a couple things I'll show you in a second. But I mean, if they are coming here, well, why aren't they actually appearing or saying anything or whatever? So it's, I don't know. But it's hard to believe that we could be the only life form in that giant galaxy.
Well, that's the thing. This Jeremy Corbell, I guess, has proof or evidence that there's been sightings and interactions with alien life forms and UFOs.
Yeah.
Now, again, I didn't do a deep dive into this, but I probably will take a look at his documentary. One of the things he was talking about, which was interesting to me, was because they were talking about maybe traveling to Earth is easier than us, say, traveling somewhere else. Like maybe they're able to travel here, although we're not able to travel out there yet. Like we can travel to the moon. We've traveled to the moon, supposedly.
Yeah.
We've traveled to a space station. We can send satellites and some spacecraft to, Mars or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put it in this context, which I thought was kind of helpful and made me kind of more open to the aspect of UFOs and travel. So they were saying, like, what if in 1400 you said to someone in Italy, "Oh, I'm going to California for the weekend." They would think you're crazy.
True. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Even at, the turn of the century, if you told someone, "Oh, I'm going to fly from New York to California tonight," they'd be like, "Okay, how are you going to do that?" So we have, just in a matter of 600 years or so, our modes of travel and transportation have drastically improved.
Yes.
So what is that
definitely
to
advanced? Yeah.
Right. And what's that to say there is another life form somewhere in space who's maybe even more advanced than we are as far as it comes to travel?
Yeah. I mean, and they could be coming here. We don't know. I mean, they could be just coming here on vacation. No one knows because you don't know what they look like. So they could look just like us. They fly in on a ship somewhere, hide it. I mean, you watch all these movies where a lot of these advanced, races have like capability of cloaking and things like that. So I mean, there's like I said, there's that possibility that we can't just be the only ones out here. I mean,
and one of the other things he mentioned was, I guess there was an archaeological dig years ago.
Okay.
Where they actually uncovered like a spacecraft.
Okay.
So meaning, it could have crash landed 500 years ago or 1100 years ago. You don't know, but that they uncovered this.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, like I said, I pulled up. This was
this
was a map. It was where'd I go? It's a UFO sighting map of 2022. Now it's only been updated since February, but you could see like there's all these little, we'll see up towards Pennsylvania here. So it looks like there's one sighting in Honeybrook, PA.
Okay.
January 8th at 8:15. It's a top hat shaped object with white lights around bottom rim.
Okay.
So let's see. This one was right outside Point Pleasant, New Jersey on January 7th, 7:45. Line of 8 orange balls fly northeast. But I mean, you can see on here like quite a bit.
Just this year, yeah.
But notice there's nothing down here towards New Mexico where I guess they know to avoid that place now because they don't want to get trapped in there. But then I found this here. There's UFO activity over Winter Garden, Florida.
I was going to say there was no UFOs over Florida, which I found surprising.
And there was a whole bunch of stories in here, a bunch of them from Florida, but that map wasn't updated. So this was in June of this year, and this guy just seen all these little lights. So here I'm gonna play this little so you can see how he sees the
What the hell is that, man? Man, come on, man. Don't tell me that it's no freaking alien. Look, right here next to Daniel's Crossing, look. And there's not like one of them. There's like two of them right here.
Three, looks like orange balls glowing.
They were just sitting there. I mean, they're very bright to be stars, but but this guy. And then I guess there was another couple off to the side somewhere too that were just sitting there. But yeah, interesting. So,
and now those could be drones.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, we know, like, the government knows more than us about, science and space and flying and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, they probably had drones, or the idea of a drone, as back as early as probably the 80s, 70s, or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if they were maybe flying these drones as a test, and that's what people thought they saw was actually a UFO, but it was like a government drone or something.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, because that's what they always said too. What was it? In like Roswell and in New Mexico, out there in the deserts, where the military was always flying their secret aircrafts and stuff like that, testing things, and people just assumed they were aliens, and because that whole Roswell got that whole rap of that's when they crash landed back in the 50s, and so, but yeah, I mean, that's like those right there. I mean, you could tell they weren't really stars because they were really bright.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. They could be, because they weren't planes, because they were kind of just stationary, but a drone can literally just sit there and hover for.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So we will. I'm sure we'll discuss UFOs again.
Oh yeah.
At some point.
I'm sure.
Now it'll be in the news or something, like big time story or something.
Mm-hmm. Popping up.
All right. What was the other thing? So the other thing I want, and I know you haven't seen it, Gary, but and I was trying to get a guest on. Maybe we'll do something still this week. I'm trying to convince one of our friends, Mary Alice, to come on and talk about, I guess over the weekend, a documentary was released on Netflix called Trainwreck, Woodstock 99.
Okay. You blanked out again. We made it so far. We were so good.
Can you hear me now?
I go ahead and yes.
Okay.
Man.
Where did you drop off?
You were Trainwreck, Woodstock 99, Mary Alice trying to maybe get her on.
Yeah. So the documentary was on Netflix this past weekend. I guess it debuted. And Woodstock 99 was held on a closed Air Force base up in Rome, New York.
Okay.
Do you have any recollection or memories of Woodstock 99?
I don't. I remember that they were going to redo it, but I just don't remember what year it was and if it ever happened.
They had the 25th anniversary the year we graduated high school in 94.
Okay. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
And that was the one I remember with the people in the mud.
Yes. Okay. That's the one I'm thinking of then. Yes. All right.
Yeah. And I don't really even recall who was there artist wise. But I remember like MTV covered it. And apparently MTV covered Woodstock 99 as well. But there was also a pay-per-view option to watch it. So I think Jill was posting something about watching Trainwreck on Netflix, and Mary Alice, our friend, who would be the last person, Gary, I would really ever expect to be at a Woodstock.
Yeah.
She told Jill that she was there. So
so she went. Oh, I thought she was just watching the documentary. So she actually went to Woodstock '99.
she went to Woodstock 99.
Oh, okay.
So and basically what it was is they had about 250,000 people on this Air Force base. The majority of it was asphalt. It was like blistering hot, like it's been for the last month up in Pennsylvania. They took all the drinks and all the food away from the people coming in.
Oh my God.
And then we're charging them like $4 for a bottle of water back in 1999. And anyway, the whole show dissolved into basically they burned the place down on the way out on Sunday.
Oh my God.
So, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting how many bucket hats people wore back in the 90s.
In the 90s?
I was one of them. I had a few bucket hats back in the day.
Okay. That's funny. I'm trying to find out the 25th. Who? Oh my goodness.
It's Rabbi Gary.
Hey.
Woodstock.
All right. Hey. Who played at Woodstock 25?
I think the Who was there again.
I know I've seen something briefly.
I think they had some.
It was 9 Inch Nails, but okay. Let's see. Unofficial.
Give us the 94 Woodstock.
Yep, that's the one I'm looking at. So, oh man, this list is. Where's the wiki? There's got to be a wiki in here somewhere. Wiki.
While you're looking that up, I'm just going to remind people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Brian Lennon Show, and as well as our Substack, thebrianlennonshow.substack.com, and also like our page on Facebook, The Brian Lennon Show.
Yes. Could also catch us on Spotify and
correct. You could subscribe on Spotify. Also, don't forget to check out Gary's other podcast, the Distracted Dads podcast. That's available on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes,
iHeart.
Yeah.
So let's see. So
right.
notable events. We have there was 9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Blind Melon frontman Shannon Hoon took the stage in his girlfriend's dress and appeared to be tripping on acid. So he was there.
Okay. A little shout out to the Brian Lennon Show.
Let's see. There was Aerosmith, Primus. Let's see. Alice in Chains. The Allen Brothers Band, Spin Doctors, Porno for Pyros, Bob Dylan, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Peter Gabriel, Sisters of Glory, the Neville Brothers, Santana. Let's see, there was a whole bunch of them at that 94.
Yeah, so 99, the first night was Korn. Was like the big act. The next day, Limp Bizkit performed at night.
Okay.
And that was when they started tearing down like the music structure.
Oh, okay.
Like the tower that does all the sound. And then the final night was the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm.
And also performing at 99 was Sheryl Crow. Mm-hmm. Willie Nelson.
Right.
James Brown, I guess, opened the show.
Nice. Interesting.
So yeah, it was a
Wide
wide
variety.
variety
Yeah.
of acts. But it was interesting because Jill was watching it, now, and she was like horrified by what was happening. There was like the bathrooms were disgusting at one point. There wasn't like enough fresh water for people to even just drink. Ugh. The one girl was saying that she got trench mouth from like the bacteria in the water. Obviously the greed with like overcharging people.
Oh yeah.
And what was very striking was watching that was very similar to like the storming of the Capitol building on January 6th. Mm. And you think, well, the people who stormed the Capitol were probably, a lot of them were probably in their, 18 to 20s during Woodstock.
Yeah.
I wonder if we have like repeat people, had been to both. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, no. Seen some of those people. They look like they probably would have at Woodstock.
Especially the guy wearing the Viking hat.
Yeah. He was probably at the original Woodstock.
So, but it was interesting to see. There was a part of me that was watching it and was kind of proud that they kind of stood up against the corporate greed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I think I don't know if today's generation would do that.
No, they probably would have just paid for the water and all that stuff and then complained about it on social media.
Oh, they'd whine and complain about it, definitely. Yeah. But they're not going to tear stuff down and burn stuff up. No. But it's interesting to watch it in hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't even remember, in 99 I was kind of working. I was working for the newspaper, so I was maybe past that at that time. Yeah. But I don't remember it.
I think I was still in State College at that time. Yeah, I was, because it was the year before I left. So yeah, I was still down there just randomly working. So
all right, Gary, I got to ask you, I sent you a picture over the weekend of one of our partners for the golf tournament.
Yes.
Chad. Because when, and we talked about this, I think, off air after last week's show, how similar Paul, your friend, who was on our second or third episode, resembled my friend Chad.
Yeah.
What did you think?
He's just a little small. So what was funny is when I got the picture, I was looking, I'm like, oh, well, that explained why you were looking for Bob's number too, because I was like, I thought you were looking for Laura's for her birthday, and I'm like, you want Bob's? And you're like, yeah. I was like, and then I was like, oh, that's why he wanted to play. But then I'm looking at the kid next to you, and I'm like, wait, is that my ex stepfather's cousin or nephew? And it looked just like his cousin or his nephew PJ. But he lives out in like
he kind of, I could see that as well.
So
PJ used to work at Old Navy with me.
Oh, okay. So I seen that. I'm looking
PJ Fergioni, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had to like blow up the picture ball. I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's not him. And then I'm like, oh. And then when you said, oh, it looks like your buddy Paul, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that too. And when you sent me that, I was out with them. It was Friday night. We went out with them as well. Well, we went out Friday and Saturday with them, but so Friday night I got it. I'm looking at it. And his wife is there, so I'm like, oh yeah, my buddy said this looks like it kind of resembles Paul, and Shannon's like, yeah, I can see it a little bit. And then Kelly's like, she goes, yeah, a little bit. She goes, he's a little bit smaller. She goes, but she goes, yeah, I can see it. So
yeah,
it was funny. But yeah, he's a little skinnier than my Paul.
Yeah. When I was looking at the pictures of, it was like a screenshot of our Zoom where
Mm-hmm.
Paul is on there. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the beard and everything. Like, I mean,
They have like kind of the same eyes, and
yeah. If he
beard.
flipped his hat backwards, it probably would have been a little bit, because that's how Paul wears his hat all the time. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
I would see it more that way then too. So, but yeah, that was quite amusing. So how'd you guys do?
We did well. We golfed. We golfed. We golfed a -8.
We got
We shot 8 under,
okay,
which was better than last year by I think 4 strokes. And we bogeyed our last hole, so we should have been like 9 under.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun when you sent me that picture and I was showing Shannon. She's looking at it, she's like, when was this? I'm like, I think it was that day. I'm like, it's today. She's like, I thought Joey was taller than Brian. I'm like, yeah, he's probably standing in a hole, and you could kind of see where the ground was kind of. You guys, you looked like you were almost the exact same size, but the last couple of times we've seen it, he was at least a couple inches taller than you were. But yeah, it was just funny. He was just like, you guys were almost the same height. And she's like, oh, that's got to be an old picture. I'm like, no, he sent it to me today. They were in that tournament. She's like, oh, she's like, well. She goes, he just looks like they're the same height. I'm like, well, he's probably standing in like a hole.
We're about the same. We're still about the same size. I think he's a little bit.
I thought he was
taller
a little
than
bit
me.
last time we seen you, but
yeah, it's always odd for me to see myself in a picture, especially with Chad, because Chad is smaller. He's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I don't know, I just don't feel like that much bigger than people. But then when I see a picture of me with someone, it's like,
yeah,
oh my God, I'm like a head taller than this guy.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I get that every once in a while. Look at certain photos, especially like when I'm taking them with the family here and everything. Right over tower, and Colin is getting closer though, so it's gonna be, it's getting tight.
Yeah, and then it kind of is weird too.
Oh, I lost you again. Oh, I could see Paul Moore now in the picture when I pull it up. I lost you again.
Now you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
But we're always kind of like the 2 biggest people in the picture. Same thing with my family. I mean, Jill's the tallest one in her family.
Yes.
Including her father. Yeah. She's like 5'7".
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's.
So that was good. Anybody up there from school that would play?
Well, we had John Salva.
Okay.
Golfed.
Yeah,
that's second year he's been in there. Mark McHugh sponsored a hole. Pop's Driving Range, Pete and Beth Scochin sponsored a hole.
Vesco used to. I don't know if he still does or not.
I think I saw his sign last year. I didn't see it this year.
Okay.
I was really more tuned into the golf this year. But yeah, we played well. Like I said, we finished with an 8 under. We bogeyed the last hole. We had the hole 2, which is a par 3. We were on within like 7 feet, and all 4 of us missed the birdie putt there.
Oh,
we did. Yeah, we had like a few holes where we're like, we left shots.
Was it
of course
Pine Hill again, or
Pine Hills? Yep.
Okay.
Hot as hell.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm gonna try definitely next year to try to get up for that. Maybe like I won't come up till like late August, but then of course it's usually right
like July.
Oh no, I mean early August, because that's well when it was. Oh yeah, because it was end of July this time. Usually they have it in August. So
it is August, Gary.
Well, it is August now, but when they had the tournament, it was what?
August.
Oh, that's right. It was the 7th. It was just, or not the 7th. It was the 6th. Oh my God.
I think it's typically the first Saturday in August is when she has it.
And see, that's the thing is, if I come up, that would have to be like my last like a couple days of being up there because then school usually starts because I start tomorrow. So.
Oh my gosh, you have school tomorrow.
Yep.
Oy.
We are back tomorrow. So.
And this is how you're spending your last evening.
My last night.
All right.
Yes, sir. It's all good.
Did you see our friend Jay down in Florida?
I did not. I actually forgot he was down here until he sent me that picture of him saying he was being taken by the
stormtroopers.
Stormtrooper. I'm like, oh crap! I forgot he was down here. But no, I didn't get a chance to get over there. I was busy with getting stuff ready for school and all that stuff. And Shannon's been super busy now too, so we haven't had a chance to do anything. But yeah, I completely forgot he was down here, and I was like, oh, dang it. And I'm like, I would have gotten over there for at least a day to see him, but
oh well,
I forgot about it. And yeah, so but yeah.
And right before the show started, we had some text messages going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like maybe next week we'll have a guest.
Mm-hmm. Don't hold your breath.
But we shall see.
Don't hold your breath.
All right.
I got to catch up on everything, and my room's a mess, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, here. This one's for you, Jay. You'll have to watch the video. You'll have to watch the video for that one.
Gary, is it time?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Gary's News of the Weird. And as always, your host, Gary McDaniel.
Yes, sir. So,
what kind of weird stuff do you have for us this week, Gary?
I was originally trying to find some weird news from Pennsylvania. Problem was, majority of it was so depressing with fires and I was like, yep, that sounds like Pennsylvania. Everything just burns up there. So I'm like, so I stuck with my Florida again. And
there you go.
Hopefully next week I can find
Don't mess with Pennsylvania.
Find
Gary.
something good in Pennsylvania. But as I said, everything I was trying to find for PA was just super depressing. I mean, I do have one depressing one in here, but it's quite interesting. But the other one, I mean, it was just.
We're supposed to laugh during News of the Weird, Gary, not like cry or think.
I know. Well, we can laugh at this one.
Okay.
So, a Florida Keys couple told a snorkeler he was too close. Then out came a rod, cops say.
Mm-hmm.
A Florida Keys couple who thought a snorkeler went too close to their waterfront home were arrested Sunday after beating the vacationing man with a fishing rod and pole, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Paulo de Oliveira, 65, was arrested on one count of felony aggravated battery and a misdemeanor count of battery. His wife, Katie de Oliveira, 61, was booked on one count of felony aggravated battery. As of Monday afternoon, they were being held at the Stock Island Detention Center with no bond information immediately available. According to deputies, they at first argued with and then beat a 36-year-old St. Petersburg, Florida man over the head with a pole and a fishing rod as he swam Sunday near the dock of their house on 12th Street along the Gulf of Mexico. The snorkeler, whom the sheriff's office did not name, was bleeding profusely from the head and taken to Fisherman's Hospital in Marathon to be treated for the lacerations, the agency said in a statement. Witnesses, friends of the man who were on the boat about 25 yards from shore, confirmed his story that he was attacked by the de Oliveiras. Nearby security camera footage also showed the attack, the sheriff's office said.
So, Gary, they should have really been charged with, if they were using fishing poles, they should have been charged with assault and bobbery.
Exactly.
I'm working on my fishing jokes for the fish derby this
that's
week,
right.
so.
You got the fishing. So see, that was perfect.
That's my contribution to the fishing derby. Is I just take the microphone
and then you just
do like fish puns, dad jokes, like that. Dad jokes.
That's fantastic. Well, just try not to beat anyone with a fishing pole over the weekend.
Well, I'm not going snorkeling now.
Well, yeah, that's good. Do you guys do? I'm assuming it's up at a lake that you do it at.
It's at Merle Sarnowski Park.
Okay.
Which has a little thing of water there.
Oh, okay.
There's like 100 kids registered for this thing this year.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah. My last story here, a little depressing, but so sand dune collapses on Florida beach, smothering man recording the sunrise, cops say. A man's body was found sticking out of the sand dune on a Florida beach, and investigators believe he was killed when the hill of sand collapsed over him, according to the Martin County Sheriff's Office. The discovery was made early Monday, August 8th, on Hutchinson Island, about 120 miles north of Miami. Evidence suggests the man dug a small amount of sand out of the dune, then sat inside the dune with his feet elevated. It was a move intended to position him in a good spot to record the sunrise, but the dune suddenly collapsed around him, trapping him underneath. Officials said a sunrise was around 6:56 a.m. Monday, records show. An early morning beachgoer noticed a portion of the victim's body protruding from the sand and called for help. The sheriff's office said it appears that the man died hours earlier from asphyxia as a result of being trapped underneath the sand. The identity of the 35-year-old has not been released. He lived nearby, Stewart, officials said. Foul play is not suspected. Investigators are awaiting results of toxicology tests, which is standard procedure, the sheriff's office said. Those tests, however, are not likely to change the outcome of the incident being a tragic accident, the sheriff's office said. Well, of course it wouldn't. I mean, what are you going to do? Charge him for being intoxicated on the beach? But yeah, I don't think I've ever, when I seen that story, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard of someone dying by being buried alive on the beach and any beaches down here. So,
I mean, I know the mafia used to do that, but
yeah.
Now, will his death certificate be on sandpaper? That's mean.
that was
that.
But then, and then technically, do you even just dig them up and just leave them there?
Think about that, having to get buried twice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh my Lord. But yeah, you're just sitting there all nice thinking, hey, I'm gonna record this beautiful sunrise, and then boom.
Next thing you know,
yeah,
you're covered in sand.
Lord of mercy. And
that's
news of the week. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Step on your toes. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten this far with the music.
No, this is new.
Sounds like someone's playing ping pong.
Now it's getting scary.
It did. So like someone playing ping pong? What the hell is going on?
Gary, along the lines of being buried in the sand, have you seen the story about the lake out west? I think it's in Nevada. With the drought, they've actually found 4 dead bodies.
Yes, I did see that. I did.
And apparently one of them was in like a bucket, or an oak. I think like in an oak casket or oak basket.
Okay. Maybe like one of those barrel type things.
Yeah.
I did. I think I've seen that a couple weeks back or whatever. I was looking up the stories or whatever. I thought I seen one like that.
Yeah, they've found a few over the course of the last few weeks because of the drought.
It's crazy. Yeah, you think, you think, hey, this is perfect. dump them in this lake. No one's ever gonna find them, and then boom, drought hits, and you're like, damn it, should have put them out in the desert somewhere. Oh, crazy. Now, yeah.
Where would you put a dead body, Gary?
See, here in Florida, I mean, up north a little bit, you got a lot of pig farms. Drop one in there, boom, that they'll eat everything. You don't even have to leave clothes on them and everything.
But you'd still have bones to get rid of, though, right?
No, they eat everything. Pigs will eat everything.
Oh, they'll eat a bone?
Oh yeah, they'll completely annihilate they could eat an entire body. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best place here. I don't know where else. Trying to think, the Glades. You'll find them there.
But you could get eaten by an alligator real quick.
Yeah, but then the problem with the alligators, a lot of times they don't digest everything. So then that alligator then will get into something, and then they'll capture it and they'll kill it and they'll open it up, and all of a sudden there's an arm or something.
So they're not as reliable as a pig, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, pig will eat everything. They will take you down.
That is good to know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have other? I know last week when we talked, you said you weren't going to probably be doing much celebrating of your birthday this weekend, although it seems like you did. But that you may be celebrating more this coming weekend.
Yes, so we do have plans for this weekend now. We're doing it's called a brew bus. So we're going to go over into Tampa, and they had a couple different options. So the one option we picked was it starts at one brewery at a certain time. I think we're doing it from like 12 to 5. So you get on, you start the one place, you get on the bus, it drives you to a brewery. You got like maybe 15, 20, I think it's like maybe like 30 minutes at each place. And then you're going to like the 6 different ones. So, and then like you have a couple drinks there, you get back on the bus, they drive you to the next place, you have a few drinks there. So
now, do you have a dedicated server? Because I could imagine if it's only a half hour here and there, you could wait, depending on how busy it is, you could be waiting a half hour for.
I don't think so. I think because we picked the time we chose from 12 to 5, we should be good, because a lot of these breweries aren't like, they're not jam packed. I mean, you can go to a couple where it's busy, but it's like, they're not like, you're not going in there and there's like 50 people. You might go into a place and there might only be like 10, 15. So, and there's usually a lot of, I know a couple I go to, there's usually at least 2 or 3 bartenders at a lot of these places. So, it shouldn't be too bad. We should be all right to get through all of them and have at least 1 or 2 drinks at each place. So, but yeah, so that's something new. We've never tried it before. So
that's called the brew bus.
That's the one we're doing. It's the Tampa. Let me see. I know brew bus is one. It's actually they have their own stuff, but they actually have their own brewery. They do their own beers as well. But it's called the brew bus. They have it on both sides, on this side, and they have the one in Tampa. But the one we're doing is, of course, I'm not going to be able to find the text message that I want. It was something like the Loop or something like that it was called. So, and but it was specifically in Tampa. So, because my one friend lives in Riverview, so if he drives to Tampa, it's like us driving to Tampa. It's like right there. So,
and that's on Saturday.
Yeah, that's this Saturday. So we're gonna do that in the afternoon, 12 to 5, and then may do something later on that night, like up in like Dunedin. So, but that'll be that's so basically, celebrating 2 weekends.
Yep. Now, Shannon give you anything nice for your birthday?
No, I didn't get anything.
Okay.
No. She bought me dinner. So
there you go. That's something.
We did. Yeah, we did. We did have dinner last night when I got home from the school thing. So No, she'll get me. She'll get me.
She made you dinner, or she bought you dinner?
No, we bought dinner. Because
did you go out to eat, or did you?
No, I had
it up and brought it home.
I had her order it and have it delivered. I didn't
So
want to stop.
What'd you have?
So it's a little Italian restaurant. It's called Country Pizza Inn. It's up the road from here. And,
Country Pizza Inn.
Country Pizza Inn. Yep. But
you called it a little Italian place.
Well, that's what I mean. It's mostly all Italian food, and but we didn't get the pizza, so I get their chicken parm, which is really good. So, and that's one of Colin's favorite places too. So I was like, well, that's the easiest place to order from. They deliver, so let's just do that, because I know she's been working nonstop lately. So actually, she was just working a little while ago before I got on here. So,
do you have wine with that?
We didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't have any drinks last night. Not one. No, didn't have one drink last night.
That's right. You said earlier.
Yeah, I was gonna go meet my friend Paul and his buddy Ace. He's the one that does the karaoke.
Okay.
And because they kept saying, you're coming up Monday, because they play pool and they were playing at Soggy, and I'm like, they go, yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, maybe after the school thing I'll come up. I'm like, it might be a little late. By the time I got out of the school and got here, I was so tired. I was like, I can't. And he sent me a thing on Facebook. He was like, you effer, you were supposed to come up. I was gonna buy you a drink. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I got home late, and so, but I'm sure I'll see him over the weekend.
Now this weekend on Sunday night, Jill bought us tickets to go see Dirty Dancing in the movie theater.
Oh, the original Dirty Dancing?
The original.
Okay. Not the Havana Nights or whatever crap.
Oh God, I hope not. You know what though? She always orders stuff online without like looking.
And then
it shows up and she's like, this isn't what I ordered. Yeah. And then she goes back in and reads the description. She's like,
whoops.
I remember she ordered a table. She thought it was gonna be like a coffee table. It was like a stool.
Oh,
it was like you gotta read the dimensions.
Yeah.
So I'm under the impression it's the original one.
Okay. I didn't know they were putting it back in the theater. So
yeah, I guess it's like a special.
Okay. Must be anniversary.
Must be like, I was gonna say it's probably the 20, or is that the 35th anniversary? 87, right? Didn't come out in 87?
Possibly. Let's see. Let me see.
So that would be the 35th anniversary of Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. I hope nothing else comes up that's inappropriate. Hold on. Oh, I don't have it on now.
I try to make this a family show, Gary. So, before you share your screen.
No, I'm not. No, I don't have it up. Let's see.
You better not have
upcoming
it up.
showtimes. Regal Park. Huh. Dirty Dancing, 1987.
Yeah, so that might be a little. That might be a little sneaky thing for you to take Sharon to.
Yeah. Those be a little Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, so we're going to see that on Sunday.
Okay.
So
cool.
That's that.
Yeah, well, Sunday I'll probably be.
Now, Gary,
nothing.
If you could go see, if you could bring any movie back into the movie theater, what would it be? Like, if you could go see a movie play in the movie theater,
like
an old one like that,
not remaking it, just like something like that where they re-release something. Oh man, probably. You know what? It's gonna sound weird, but probably the Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. I've seen that in the theaters back in the day. I'd love to see that one again.
Oh, so you saw it once in the theater?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of my favorite ones out of all of them. So,
see, I don't know if Jill saw Dirty Dancing in the theaters.
I don't know if I ever saw.
And you know what? I think Dirty Dancing might have been one of those like first movies that was like popular as a VHS.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because that's probably where I've seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it in the movies.
Yeah, no, I never
Well,
saw it.
87. Well, we'd be 11 at that time. So yeah, we probably weren't going to be going to see that anyway.
Like I don't remember it even until like Easter time of 88. That's like when I first became aware of Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
And by that time it was probably coming out on like VHS because it was usually like 6 months after the theater release.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, because I think that's the only time I ever seen it was when, like, yeah, parents rented or something like that, and we were just watching it at the house. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't remember ever, yeah, I don't remember ever being in the theaters, or I couldn't even tell you when my first movie was to go see in the theaters. So, but it's too long ago.
I remember seeing probably the first movie I remember seeing in the theaters was Empire Strikes Back. But that wasn't even in a theater. That was in a drive-in with my father and my brother.
Say, I don't think I've ever seen. I mean, you know what? Wrath of Khan might be the very first movie I've ever seen in the theaters, because I don't remember anything else before that one. That's the only one I remember actually seeing in the movie theater. But I don't remember seeing any. I don't think I went to see any of the original Star Wars.
I saw Return of the Jedi in the theaters.
Yeah,
I saw the other new. Was that Phantom Menace? Was the first one that came out?
Was the first of the other three that they redid? Yeah,
I went to go see that by myself because that came out on my birthday. I think that came out on my birthday in '99,
possibly.
And then I don't think I saw the second one in the theaters, and then the third one, which I can't remember the name of, I saw that one in the theaters with Joey.
Phantom Menace came in '99. Yep.
It was probably May 19th, right?
I don't know if it has an actual. Let's see. Of course, IMDb doesn't have. It's just showing 1999. Oh yeah, May 19th, 1999.
See that?
Yeah, look at that. Very good.
Yeah. Now, Gary, do you have any other? Because we're going to end our show here soon in the next minute or so. Do you have any like particularly memorable movie theater experiences?
Not that I could think of. Actually, yes. One just popped in. It was down here. It was a few years back. It was one of the, I think it was one of the X-Men movies. So me, John, and Paul, and a couple other people used to go to all of the opening, kind of like Lisa does. We used to go to all the opening nights of these superhero movies. And I remember we're getting there. We're sitting in the theater. Movie starts. It's maybe 10, 15 minutes into the movie, and massive storm came in, blew all the power out.
Oh, jeez.
So we're all just sitting there. We're like, well, we're waiting. Now we're sitting, like, we're still sitting there. And then they're like, we don't know when the power is going to come back on. So we're like,
and this is at night. This is like at a midnight show.
Yeah, this was a midnight show. So yeah, we specifically went for it at that time. And I'm like, seriously? So I actually, and then never went back to see it again. I mean, we got our money back, but I never actually went back to the theater. I don't think I watched it until it came back, like was on TV or something like that. So. And
how far were you into the movie?
We were like 15 minutes in, I'd say.
Oh, so it just started.
So it just started, and we were all like, we were there, and it was like, okay, I think it was the one of the newer X-Men that was coming out, like the Apocalypse one, with like the newer cast, and yeah, we were just getting into it, and it was like, oh, and then there's a big boom, and then everything just went out, and we're like, what the heck? But then we were still sitting there for like 15, 20 minutes before they finally came in and said, oh yeah, we don't know when anything's coming on. Like,
the power's out, and we don't know when it's coming back.
Seriously. So yeah, so that sucks.
That is pretty memorable.
That's the only one I can. That's the one I can remember
Now,
Finally.
one thing I don't even know what year it was. I don't know if it was 7th grade or 8th grade. But I went to go see Field of Dreams in the theater.
Okay.
You've seen Field of Dreams, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. So only me and my friend Mike Iden went to see Field of Dreams. The rest of like our group went to go see Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I went to see Pet Cemetery in the theaters. I do
Okay.
remember that. Oh, that's fun.
Right. So we're watching Field of Dreams. Me and Mike. Everyone else in our group is in the Pet Cemetery. Now, the ending of Field of Dreams, I cry like a baby. Okay, because it's a father and son having a baseball catch.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting there watching this, and then like the last minute of the movie, like right before the credits roll, I'm like trying to fight crying like a baby. Like I don't want to cry in front of my friend.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then like the movie's ending, so I'm gonna have to be out like in the lobby
With
like all the friends and the girl I like, and I'm like trying to like fight the tears back. So
oh my God. Yeah.
So when in doubt, go see Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Field of Dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
But to this day, Field of Dreams is probably my favorite movie of all time.
Nice. Yeah. No.
So, but
Yeah, my crying movie is Little Giants.
Little Giants makes you cry.
I don't know why, but it does every time.
Mm-hmm. For my son, it's Dolphin Tale 2.
Oh, okay.
So
I've never seen any of them. And the dolphin literally lived up the road from me here. Did live up the road.
So everyone has their own movie that makes them cry.
That's very true. Yep.
All right. That's a good note to end on. All right. Thanks for listening. Gary, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, always.
And we will see you all and talk to you all again next week.
Yep. Good night.